I think we were doing one with 3. Yep. And I'll put it on the board, and you will tell it to me. Wait a minute. Make sure this thing's working. X squared plus 3x plus 1.
We had to say it from 0. Yeah. I don't remember how far we got.
Well, I'm going to start over.
Oh, yeah.
So, move what?
Move the 1.
Move C and add blanks. All right, now you take B, divide it by 2, and square it. So, B divided by 2 and square it, that gives you what? 9 over what? 4. Now, this is where people ask me the question, well, why can't I just use 1.5 and square it? Well, if you use 1.5, what are you going to have to rely on to finish the problem? You're going to have to rely on your calculator. Now, if you suck at fractions, that's not my fault. Okay? You should have learned fractions back in the, I think my son's learning it right now, and he's in the 3rd grade. And I told him the other night, I said, if you don't learn fractions, you're going to suck at life. Okay, I told him that. He made like a 40 on one of his homework pages, and I put on there, loser, live in a ditch. No, I didn't do that. He did make 100, and I said, loser. He knows I kid about that. So he's not one of these people that's going to go to my boss and say that I called him a loser, like I had one student do last semester. There we go. Add 9/4 on both sides. Now you have shortcut number 1 on the right left-hand side. On the left-hand side, the x plus what? 3/2 quantity squared is equal to 4/4 plus 9/4. Now, if I have to explain to you how I got this, you don't know your shortcuts. What did I tell you to make sure you learn the first week of class? Your shortcuts. You didn't learn them, then you suck at it. If you don't know where 4/4 comes from, then you don't know how to do fractions, and you suck at it. So you need to learn. X plus 3/2 quantity squared is equal to 5 what? 4ths. Now I'm going to stop right there. Well, I know somebody wants to ask a question. Anybody got a question? Where does 4/4 come from? Well, in order to add or subtract fractions, you got to have a common what? So I changed the 1 into what? 4/4. If that had been a 9/5, then I would have changed the 1 to 5/5. If that had been a 9/16, I would have changed it to 16/16. You're going to have to get used to doing that. Now, I'm not going to go over the shortcuts, but on the left-hand side, after you complete the square, you should have either shortcut number 1 or shortcut number 2. So when I showed you that the other day, which I think it was Monday, what's today? Thursday, Tuesday. When I showed you that Tuesday, everybody should have wrote down shortcut number 1 and number 2 from that first week of class, of math class, not the first week, but the second week, where I showed you the shortcuts and I reviewed over them. You should have went back to those notes and you should have wrote down shortcut number 1, shortcut number 2 if you suck at them. Okay? If you know them, then you shouldn't have to write them down. But if you don't know them, you should have went back, wrote them down, and they should be in Tuesday's notes. So where you won't have to ask, where did the x plus 3/2 come from? Okay? So that's that part. So from this, I can go x plus 3/2 quantity squared equals 5/4. And I can say, okay, my vertex is what? Negative 3/2 and negative what? 5/4. I know my y-intercept is what? 1. Now there's only one thing left to do, and that's what? Solve. So solve that for x. All right, now what? Well, we'll go over here and we'll solve it. How do you undo a square? I'm going to take my handy dandy red marker. I got a sore place on my finger. It hurt. Go to the nurse. Golly, that's only one day. Sucker hurts. X plus equals square root of 5 over 2. And x is equal to square root of 5 minus 3 over 2. Now square root of 5, square root of 5, square root of 4 is equal to what? 2. So square root of 5 is probably 2.2. Somebody do it on your calculator. It's a miracle. X is equal to 2.2 minus 3 over 2. So what's $2.20 minus $3? What was that? Okay, well, I'm supposed to go in a cardiac arrest right now. Where's my sign? There it is. Put it up. There. All right. So what's $2.20 minus $3?
80 cents. No, $1.80.
Are you the person that? Let's see it forward. How about negative 80 cents?
Yeah.
All right. Negative 80 cents divided by 2 is negative 40 cents. All right. You owe somebody $2.20. You owe somebody $3. What do you owe them? You owe them $5.20, right? And what's half of $5.20? Well, half of $5 is $2.50. How much? It's a miracle. Negative 260. And there's your two x-intercepts. Now sketch your graph. And if you can't sketch it, then that puts you in the category of failure. They called me a failure. Oh, also don't forget, you need to put this in. F of x is equal to x plus 3 halves quantity squared minus 5/4. And what's that called? Intercept form. You need to write that down, put it in this column, because sometimes they want you to write it like that. And we've got negative 0.4. We've got negative 2.6. We've got a y-intercept of 1. Something ain't right.
It's positive 1 by
Thank you. Positive 1. There we go. Now, what told me something was wrong? Well, the points wasn't lining up. And that's why you sketch the graph, so you can see if everything's working. And the vertex is negative 1.5, being here, and negative 1.25. Okay? And I may have put that 0.4 instead of going. What's the domain? Well, it's x squared, Hubert, all real numbers. Yep. What's the range? From negative 5/4 to what? Infinity. What is the decreasing? Good. And increasing? I am impressed. Now, on a scale from 1 to 10, we just did about a 3. So, plenty of room for discouragement. Let's do another one. What? X squared plus 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. All right, I'm going to let y'all do this one. Adds more discouragement to it. You know, you throw your pencil down, hit your book, makes that popping noise. No yawning in class. Baked cabbage steaks. I ain't never heard of that before, have y'all?
No.
Appreciate the interaction.
Just gives you.
Sorry. Y'all supposed to go into cardiac arrest too. Y'all quit yet? Good, good. Like to hear that. What's half of 5? 5 halves. 5 halves squared is 25 fourths. The further I get to the right side, the worse it writes. So this is shortcut number 1. No, that's wrong. Don't know how to count. So that's going to give me x plus 5 halves quantity squared is equal to, what is it, 33 fourths? All right, now I did that much for you, for those that had to quit. Now finish it. Sketch it, find the domain, range, increasing and decreasing. Well, at this point, vertex is what? Negative 5 halves, comma, negative 33 fourths. You can also write it in f of x is equal to x plus 5 halves, quantity squared, minus 33 fourths. And you can solve it. X plus 5 halves is equal to the square root of 33 over 2. Square root of 33. Well, the square root of 36 is what? 6. Square root of 25 is 5. So 5.5 is in the middle. 25 to 36, they go 11. Half of 11 is what? 5.5, which is 30.5. That's equal to 5.5. So 33 is going to be in the middle right here. So it's going to be around 5.7. So x is equal to positive or negative 5.7. Somebody check that for me. Minus 5 over 2. What is square root of 33? Okay. I just wanted y'all to see how your brain can actually work. So what's $5.70 minus $5? And what's half of 70 cents? About 35 cents. So that'd be point what? 35? Be negative one. No, it'd be positive. 35. All right, what's negative $5.70 minus $5? Negative $10.70. And half of $10.70 is negative $5.35. Draw it up. It's amazing how easy this is. Some of y'all actually, I can do this without a calculator. As the warden says in Shawshank, Lord, it's a miracle. Man up and vanishes like a fart in the wind. I love that. I love that. And then that's where I get the line, it's a conspiracy. When he picks up the rocks, this is a conspiracy. Then he starts throwing them rocks at everybody. Love that movie. Some of y'all have never seen it. It's your parents' fault.
What's that number above?
I don't know. I'm not answering questions right now. I don't want to answer questions right now. What, that number where?
I mean, you see where you did the square root of 25 equals 5? What's that above?
30.
Oh, square root of 30.5.
Oh.
Square root of 30 is in the middle. What's between 25 and 35? Yeah, I play football.
There's a bunch of numbers between.
What number is between 25 and 35?
27.
25 and 35. What number is between 30? You got me talking weird now. What number is between
30.
25 and 35?
30.
Then that's what that number is, 30.5.
Okay.
Yeah, dang old common sense, dang old think. Dang old loser. So, I'm going to go to the next page, and y'all going to tell me the numbers, because I'm not going back and forth. So, let me take my handy-dandy virtual straight edge. All right, tell me what the y-intercept is. Negative what? Is it negative 2? All right, what's the x-intercepts? 0.35 and negative 5.3. And what's the vertex? Negative 2.5 and what? 33/4, which will be dang old 8. So does that look like a parabola opening upward? Yep, looks pretty good to me. Of course, I'm going to screw it up with this mouse, but it's close enough for what? Government work. I just can't do it. The mouse just won't do it. I'm sorry. Not my error. I'm not going to take the blame for it. It's Bush's fault. Y'all remember Hurricane Katrina? It's Bush's fault. He took the whole naval fleet out there and went around in circles, started a whirlpool, and that started the hurricane. And then he took the boat and pushed the hurricane into New Orleans so he could kill all the black people. That's what Kanye West said. Kanye West is one of those people that said he'd leave the country if Donald Trump was elected. Vote Trump. Him and Rosie O'Donnell and Whoopi Goldberg and who else? Sean Penn and Cher and about 5 or 6 others. So even if you don't vote, go vote for Trump just to get those people out of the country.
Yeah, but how do we get him out?
Huh?
How do we get him out?
Why do we want him out? He's a what? How many, let me ask you something. How many loony bins you know that makes $4.2 billion? Name one. No, wait a minute. Let me answer the question. How many loonies do you know that's a billionaire?
0.
Huh? Who? Hey, Hitler was a racist, yeah, and he was a genius too. He was racist, but he was a genius. Yeah, I think one of them's Hillary Clinton. That's one of them. Who else can we name? Give me a billionaire. I want to know of a billionaire that you know, modern day billionaire that is a DA. Okay, name one.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs is a dumb butt?
I mean, if you read a lot about him,
Steve
he was
Jobs
pretty
just
crazy.
sat in classes and
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, name another one. I disagree with that, but name another
If
one.
you knew anything about him, like he didn't shout for some reason.
Okay, he was eccentric. He was eccentric,
Definition of-
but as far as economics, was he stupid?
No.
Okay? Name me a billionaire that was economically stupid.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't know a lot of billionaires personally.
Okay, how about Bill Gates?
I don't know.
Okay, well, what you know of him, is he an economic dummy?
I mean, obviously not.
he buys a lot
He got a lot of money.
They say he
Okay, so my question to you is, what is America? Is it a business or is it a church? It's a business. It's not a church. It's not a non-profit organization. That's what I'm trying to say. So why do we feel like we have to, and I'm asking this question, why do we feel like we have to have a politician in the presidency? Why do we feel like that?
I feel like they studied the Constitution and because all the politicians are saying that our job is to protect the American people, when our job is actually to do it.
We have been, America, and I'm talking about both sides, we have been what? We have been conditioned. We've been conditioned that the only person that can set foot in that White House is a politician. Because it's been that way since what? And I don't agree with that. That's why Bernie Sanders is high in the polls, even though he is a politician. And people hate Hillary. That's why. And that's why Trump is heading the polls. But I would like for somebody to tell me who they think is a good alternative to Trump. I mean, honestly, tell me out of the Republican field, which one is a multi-billionaire, multi-millionaire, and knows economics more than Trump. I want somebody to tell me. I mean, I'm not going to give you an F or anything. Who? Oh, I'm talking Republican side.
I would say it's such a corrupt world.
It is.
It's on both sides, the Republican and Democratic.
That's why you see Bernie Sanders leading on one side and Trump leading on the other. People do not want Hillary. They don't want Bush, and they don't want the other politicians. But I want somebody to actually tell me what is so bad about Donald Trump. Tell me what's so bad about it.
What is it so bad?
What does that mean?
He just goes out there and says what he wants about whoever, whenever.
Says what he wants. What's wrong with that?
we do that.
Huh?
And it's slander.
It's what? What does he say that is racist? What? No, somebody tell me what he said that's racist.
I mean,
Muslims from the country.
He said temporarily, we need to ban all Muslims because of what? Radical Islamic terrorism.
That's one thing.
What did we do in World War II?
We sent the Jews back when they came over here.
No, they didn't.
What did they do to the Japanese people?
They interned.
So we're gonna do it again?
Okay, so it ain't like we haven't done it before.
So we just make the same mistake.
Or we get our butt bombed. I mean, what happened do we not realize what happened in 9/11? What happened?
But it all stems back from way back when we stuck our nose.
Oh, I agree.
Afghanistan.
I agree with that 100%.
Reagan was an officer.
I agree that we should not be the world police. I agree with that.
Look back at that history to see where it
But
is.
who did it? Who did the bombing
Of what?
of 9/11? Who
Well,
did that?
Obviously.
Radical
radicals.
Muslims.
Radical.
Exactly. Now notice I say radical.
Because we had Timothy McVeigh for Oklahoma City bombing. He wasn't a Muslim, but,
He was just crazy.
well, yeah, of course, but he was a radical.
Yeah, and that's the term, radical, and I agree with that. But I think what he was saying, but did he say that we should kill all Islam? Did he say anything like that? He said his perfect I heard him say it. I
know
watched
you
it.
heard it, but he might not say it where he can actually be heard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so behind
those
the-
doors,
okay, so-
who's to say?
Okay.
Who's to say?
Well, let me ask you this. Economically, I'm asking you because you're on both sides. I mean,
I look at
economically, who is better than Trump to run the country?
economically, he probably is very good. I mean, everybody has their own good little factor, but you also have to look at their bad.
But right now, let me ask you this. And this is what I did in my class with statistics, and I just what is most important? I told students to put 3 things on their survey. What is most important to you for this election? And you know what the top 2 are? Anybody want to take a guess? Economics. What do you think the second one is?
Safety.
National security. Those are the 2. And some of my students are like, they can't believe that it's not abortion and it's not.
That's a choice.
I'm sorry. That's a choice that is not. I don't think we're having a lot of trouble with abortionists blowing up buildings. Okay. But the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of people are getting behind Trump, not only because and Bernie Sanders, mostly because of the establishment thing. That's one thing. But the reason they're getting behind Trump is because of the economics and the national security. That's one of the reasons he is getting so big. That's why.
How do you make all that?
How to what?
How do you make all that?
Real estate. He beat up old ladies and knocked their houses down and built on top of their. That's what they want you to think. But he would buy old hotels and he would revive them and do that the same way with, huh?
How do you get started?
His father gave him $1 million loan and he paid it back.
That's easy.
Yeah, everybody can go out and get a loan. I can go out and get a loan.
From his daddy?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He said a small lump sum.
He paid it back. How many? Let me ask you a question. How many people? I mean, we could sit here. We could sit here and look for stuff. Huh?
I want $1 million.
Well, if you had the credit, you could go out and get one.
Even if I had a daddy.
Well, if you had a daddy, he'd probably let you borrow it. But I guarantee if you had a daddy that had $1 million, he'd probably want it back.
Whenever I could pay it back.
Yeah. Yeah, you would put that in there whenever you could pay it back. But no, how many businessmen do you know that have taken out loans? What I'm trying to say, people, is we can nitpick all these, but you just say a blatant statement like Donald Trump is a antichrist. I'm gonna say something to you when you tell me that Donald Trump is an antichrist, and you're gonna base that on what? I'm gonna take offense to that. Just like a Hillary supporter would take an offense on me saying that Hillary's stupid and she's evil. Have you ever heard me say that? No, you haven't. But a statement like that, I have a problem with it. I have a problem with anybody making a statement. Well, except for Jim. Yeah, he's my candidate. He's okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let me ask you this: who do you like?
I don't like any of them.
So you're not gonna vote? Okay, well then don't complain. Okay, because if you're not gonna vote, then don't complain about anything.
He does have a good point. You get whoever you don't vote.
What? What?
Don't vote, you're still technically voting.
You get stuck with the evil, with whoever's basically there.
Yeah.
But if enough people was to do what people are doing right now, I mean, don't you think on both sides there's a movement?
There is, because people are sick of the crap that's going on in this.
And I am. And I will not. And I'll be like you. If Donald Trump or one of the outsiders, which they're about gone now, so my only candidate really is Donald Trump. If Donald Trump doesn't make the Republican nomination, I probably won't vote. So, and I won't complain about anything after that because I didn't vote. But I will not vote for the rest of them. I will not. Because that's what we've had. And that's what's gotten us into this mess. Because all they want is complacency. And if they get complacency, all they do is stuff their own pockets. How did we get on this? We were on a parabola. Who got us on this? Who did it? How did I get us on it? No, I didn't get us on this. Somebody got me on. Somebody got me started. All right, what's the domain?
All real numbers.
Okay, what's the range?
Negative 33/4 to.
We already did that.
No, we didn't do this one. And decreasing, we might have. I don't know if we did or not. Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and give you a number 10, and then y'all can sit on that one for a while.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. We're going to a number. All right, you ready? We're going to a number 4 or 5. What are you going to do here? Starts with a Q. Quit. Good. Why are you going to quit? Because you got a negative out front. Or you can erase it. All right. Now, this is where you start getting into something, a second type of completing the square. You got to factor out. Go ahead and move C. Go ahead and draw your blanks. Negative x squared minus 4x plus blank is equal to negative 2 plus blank. And you make fun of Bush all you want to. I won't mind that. Oh, me. It's healthy to have discussions, is it not? I think it is. Or we could all just not say anything and just be ignorant.
When you have discussion, people can't get mad. Discussion is not about, oh,
Yeah, in other words, you're stupid.
it's not helping.
I just have a problem with some, yeah, personalities. Yeah, we all have personalities, but just because your personality don't fit somebody, that doesn't mean
They're right or
you
wrong.
trash them. I just do that with Bush because I don't like him. But I like his brother, I like his mother, I like his daddy. I just don't like him. I guess I'm hypocritic. Oh well. Hypocritic, whatever. Tired of this. And you know why I don't like Cruz? He has the answer for everything, for every person. Yeah. I mean, he has the word. He has. Well, what we have, and he's got a long nose. He looks like the Tin Man. You know the Tin Man on the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
A mix between the Tin Man and the church lady.
You looks like a fairy.
Well, isn't that special? All right. What do you do with the negative? Factor it out. So this is where you put factor out negative. Factor it out. You put it out, put that in highlights. I'm going to factor out this negative. Now, the only two things I got on the left is these two numbers right here. A lot of people say, well, what about this guy? It doesn't matter because you're not factoring out this guy. You added this after you're putting these two together. Technically, it looks like this. Okay? Now, I'm not going to put the parentheses there because people get confused. Okay? But factor out the negative, and you get x squared plus 4x plus blank is equal to negative 2 plus negative 1 times blank. Now, I'm going to take the highlighter, and I'm going to put a highlight there, and I'm going to put a highlight here. And then I'm going to put a note. Whatever you factor out, you multiply by right side blank. Now, what if I had factored out a -2? And I would have multiplied this by a -2. What if I factored out a -20? And I would multiply this by a -20. Now, the reason that is because there's several ways to show you how to do complete and square. Several ways. Why do I show you this way? Because this is the easiest way, and after I've tried all different ways, this is the easiest way for students to actually grab a hold of. Okay? Actually, all of this stuff that you're doing is supposed to be done on the left-hand side. And that's the way a lot of teachers show it. And that's why whatever you factor out here, you have to multiply by this, because technically this is on this side of the equal sign. But I don't show that. Okay? So that's why. So, in other words, just take what? Take my word for it. Unless you want me to go through and show you the other way, and then you'll get confused. So I'm not going to do that. So whatever you factor out here, you need to multiply by this blank right here. Now, since this is 1, since this is a positive 1 right here, what can you do? Complete the what? 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 2 squared is 4. And now you're back to number 1, 2, and 3 question, or difficulty level 1, 2, 3. So finish it. And I'll tell you another thing, and I'll start this discussion. I'll tell you another thing that I think Trump is doing. What is the best attention? Well, what do you get? You get attention. Do you think he'll be that way as a president? No. I think he'll be more presidential. Have you ever seen him do interviews before? Have you? I mean, interviews on Fox News and stuff like that. Is he very brassy and ignorant, or not ignorant, belligerent and what's the word I'm looking for? Not belligerent. Arrogant. Arrogant. Is he? Nope. He's very professional. So I think a lot of the stuff that he's doing out on these rallies, I think he's just gaining what? More attention. That's the actor and the entertainer in him. I think when he gets into office, he'll run the office like a business, and I think he'll do a good job. That's just my own opinion. Because there's no other reason for him to act like that. If you think about it, I think he's just getting attention, which a lot of actors do. Kanye West. Bush just want to kill all the black people. Do y'all remember when he made that statement? What's the guy that does I never watch the movies because they're stupid. He does his finger like this.
Oh, Austin Powers.
Yeah. What's his name? The actor.
Dr. Evil.
Huh?
Dr. Evil.
The actor.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Thank you. Michael Myers was standing beside Kanye West when he said that, and Michael Myers was like, he was just frozen. He couldn't believe he said something like that. But he also got up and did whatever he did to that girl at the musical awards. What did he do? Beyonce should win everything, or something like that. I think he's high half the time or something. What did he do?
I think he took the mic out of her hand.
Yeah, what did he?
Yeah,
And he said, Beyonce should have won this award. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Funny though.
He's kind of kooky, isn't he? But do you know his name? Exactly. Some people are smarter than us. And in some ways, he's pretty smart because people know his name. Maybe we should put all this in a psychology class. Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe just dump it all over in psychology and let the psychology people figure it out. Or we should just quit. Just nobody vote. Move to Australia. That prime minister down in Australia, she don't play. If you're a Muslim, she don't let you come to the country or something like that. She's pretty rough. Y'all think Donald Trump is rough? Donald Trump's a cupcake compared to that prime minister.
Looks like a carrot.
Who does?
Donald Trump.
He does.
That spray tans too.
Yeah, he does. Is that what it is?
I think so. It's a mixture of the yellow lighting and the spray tan.
I think so. This is.
I mean, you can see it. His eyes are nice and white.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I will.
Because under certain lights,
That's my only complaint. That's my only complaint about him. He looks like a raccoon.
Yeah.
Does he have real hair?
That is his real hair. A woman got up there and pulled on it. He's always done it like that. Ever since he. Oh, I don't know. That's for you. That's for you. I gotta get my hair cut today. I gotta get my hair cut. I got an appointment at 2:00 to get my hair cut. I'm way overdue. Thank you for reminding me about that. You get 10 points. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so here we go. -1 x plus 2 quantity squared equals -2 minus 4 is what? So now, what is the vertex? Well, y-intercept is 2. Vertex is -2 and 6. So there's our two, the vertex and our y-intercept. Now solve. Divide by -1. X plus 2, quantity squared, is equal to 6. Take the square root. X plus 2 is equal to, the square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 5 is 2.2. So the square root of 6 is going to be what, 2.3? Somebody check me. 2.4. X is equal to positive or negative 2.4 minus 2. What's $2.40 minus 2? 40 cents. What's negative $2.40 minus 2? Minus 440. There's your two x-intercepts. Draw it up, see if it fits. And you got your handy dandy graph. And 0, 2 is our do-jigger y-intercept. -2, positive 6. -2, positive 6. 0.4. And negative 4.4. And which way is it opening? Is that a good thing? Why? Because negative A is negative. Now, what's the domain? Good job. What's the range? Negative infinity to what? To 6. Good. What is increasing? Negative infinity to -2. Decreasing. I am so proud of y'all. Y'all are getting this. Usually, the Math 110 class, it takes 3 or 4 weeks for them to get it. Y'all are special. No, I better not use special. Somebody take offense to special. So, y'all are smart. Okay? If I say special, somebody will say I'm offended. Okay, I'm getting y'all out of here early today. Y'all gonna complain? That don't mean stand up and walk out. That means I'm gonna take the roll and I might have an announcement or two, okay? All right, Bowen, Brownell. Okay, y'all gonna have to be quiet now. Charles, Cooper, Dunlap, Gradis, Gadsden, Gross, Haney, Hunter, Johnson and Johnson. Oh, only heard one. Which one's that one? Noah? So that means the other one's not here. Martin's here. Moore. Nixon. Novak's here. Payella's here. Parker. Perkins. Hold on a second.